Alright folks, so I have another Megadrive here to repair. This is part of that batch I got a while back for, what was it, 50 quid for about, don't know, 6 or 7 Megadrives. Now they're all non-working, but they all came with a sticker, and this one says you have to hold in the power, whatever that means. And when I try to plug it in and switch on the power and hold whatever, I assume this is what they mean, that you have to hold it in, but nothing happens. I don't get a light or anything like that, and there's no power coming out of that thing. So let's open it up and find out what's wrong with it. So to open this, the Model 2 has 4 screws. Here we have 6, very somewhat similar. So anyway, let's open this. 6 screws are off here. You want to be careful when opening these up. So you put it back standing like that, and then don't try to force it. Lift it up slightly, you know, that much really, but because the LED is actually still plugged in. Now to unplug this LED, unfortunately you can't do it from here, so you have to unbend the LED legs and then slide the connector out of it, and only this way can you open it. So I'm going to put the screws for this section in here so I don't lose them. Is that the amount? 1, 3, 5, 6, yes. The next job we have to do is to remove this shield. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 screws for here. This one is slightly smaller than the others, so you want to remember that. This is actually to act as a shield and maybe a heatsink because it's connecting with this tab. I don't know. There's no reason for the RF modulator to produce heat, so it's probably just shielding or grounding. So this tree here, these are slightly longer. What I'd like to do is just remove these in one area and just get tweezers to get them out, because it can be funny to get out. There you go. And then we've got 1, 2, and 4. There you go. So we're going to remove it this way. Here there's a little tab that you want to, you don't need to bend it, you just need to remove the, lift it like that, it's going to pop out that tab easily. So put that aside. I'll probably put the screws in there. Actually there's nowhere for it to put them to the side here. Maybe just perfect. And this is our board, so we're gonna need to remove that, but straight away I see something here. Don't know if you can see it here. There's a, I don't know what that is, but that is some nasty gunk. Can I come in as close as I can? It's like dirt. There's a lot of dust, and I'm gonna have to dust all this off with a brush, but this is gonna have to be clean. I don't know what it is. Is this even shorting the legs? Let's get my continuity tester. I'm gonna see if this is shorting the legs. Because that wouldn't be good. No, so it's probably just, I don't know, is it dirt? Oh yeah, that's just dirt. It's accumulated dust that kind of sort of flaked off. Wow, that can be a good thing though. Then these kind of things would inevitably cause shorting of the legs or even corrosion, because they would collect dampness, you know. That was nasty, whatever that was. Yeah, this is much better already. I thought the legs were corroded or had rust, but it's actually just dirt. Okay, let's keep working. It's a, oh. Straight away I'm spotting. See this corrosion on the that's the CPU. It's the 68,000 CPU. I see some corrosion on this. Actually, I'm gonna have to test this as well for continuity. Is this creating shorts on the CPU? No. Well, no, not yet, is the short answer. But we're gonna have to do something about that as well. Is this even? Keeping, yeah, I'm gonna have to test those traces because it could have corroded the traces, which would actually, you know, explain why we're not getting any voltage. But before I check anything else, I'm gonna remove this board entirely. I also, sorry about the out of focus footage here. I also want to check this guy. I don't see anything. Let me grab a brush here because I want to see. So this is our power inlet, and am I seeing? It's hard to tell. I need a magnifier. Oh yeah, it's slightly cracked, and that could just be enough. That could well be enough actually to cause. Apologies with the. This is the problem of having a fixed camera now. Is every time my hand comes in front, I get out of focus footage because I have auto focus. Maybe if I switch that to manual, there you go. We'll see what happens. We're gonna have to. Well, we're gonna have to do a couple of things. I'm gonna reflow this. I'm gonna clean this guy, and then see if it powers on afterwards. If not, the next course of action is check that we get 5 volts here. These are 7805 power regulators, voltage regulators, sorry, and maybe reflow the. Oh, actually, I see a lot of dust here. We're gonna have to clean that because that can cause static and short. And then we're gonna test after reflowing this and cleaning this that there's 5 volts here. These are fairly common. In fact, I did a video on how I use one of those to regulate Z80 tester, the power on the Z80 tester. Very easy to use, very simple, but as you can see, there's a big heatsink because this generates a lot of energy, it draws a lot of amps relative to the size of these, so it needs a large heatsink, and these get quite hot. In fact, if you remove this, don't try to run your machine because you might fry it altogether. So we're going to test these afterwards and see if they work. So to remove this guy, there's actually 3 screws here that remove it from this. There's one here, and then there's one tucked away here. So we're going to take those out. And there you go. I'm going to put that aside and let's get started reflowing this. Also, actually, before I do any of that, I'm going to just brush this guy off because there's a ton of dust. And that's no good for any of our components. Just using isopropyl alcohol here. It's actually scraped off some of the I want to scrape that and just check for continuity, and I'm not actually being gentle because, well, I'm not being a brute either, but I just want anything that could be exposed to get exposed easily so that nothing happens once I close this. Check the traces. I'd say there's probably a trace here that's gone. Well, you'd be surprised. So I want to check this guy goes all the way over here. I'm gonna scrape this off. Check for continuity over there. And on this trace as well. Because this goes inside. Hard to know where this goes actually. Anyway, let's check the traces. That could simply explain why we're not getting anything even when we wiggle the power supply. Because the more I look at it, the more I don't think there's any problem with this guy. But I wonder if here, so this trace here should go to here actually. This is okay, so we got continuity. This trace appears to be fine. Next one is this one. It should be going here. Okay. And here is fine as well. Okay, so the traces appear to be okay, but remember we had all that corrosion around them, so it could have shorted them somehow. In fact, it could well have fried the Z80, but we won't know that unless we power this guy. Let me reflow this fella. Okay, let's see what we got. No, we got no power whatsoever. Mind you, that LED could be fried. So next job is to test that we are getting something. Not getting much around here. Okay, we're getting 12 volts here. I don't see 12 volts coming here though. Okay, we have 12 volts here, yeah. Interestingly, I'm not getting 12 volts here, so are we a dodgy connector cable? Have we? Wow, I'm not getting anything here, so are we? What's going on? I don't see any issues here. That's really, really odd, because we are getting 12 volts right here. Right. Sorry, it was baffling me, this thing. When I test, let's say we have a problem with this little unit. When I test here the continuity for the ground, right here, we have indeed continuity, but for the 5 volt, or the 12 volt line, we get nothing. In fact, sorry, I was touching the ground there. In fact, we get nothing here either. So I wonder, are we a cold solder or a broken trace somewhere? Which would explain why I'm not getting anything. I'm gonna actually again scrape out. Actually, I should be getting something between here and here, and I'm not. And this is this tab, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think it's actually making contact with its with the tab here, because there's nothing connecting it. See, it's insulated from this ground area here, so it must be making. For it to work, it should be making contact with this tab here. And I don't see a lot of solder on this side. And I wonder... So I would say adding a bit of solder here might just do the trick. Let me do that. Not sure if that took. Let's try it. Yeah. So, in theory, and there you go. We've got power back. So I'm gonna plug the. Sorry, I'm not sure if you can see it, but yeah, we got power back. I'm gonna plug this. I'm gonna plug in carrot in there and plug this to our monitor and see what we get. There you go. I have a carrot in and I have my monitor plugged in. Let's move this and yeah, we're working. You'll have to excuse the when you switch off the light there. No, it doesn't make much of a difference. But anyway, it's working. Sound is working. Start button. Yeah, up, down. Yeah, everything working. Happy days. So this was a rather easy, if somewhat bewildering fix. It wasn't an issue with necessarily with the disk control here, but it was to do with just interestingly this tab here not connecting properly. So a bit of solder fixed that. Probably added a bit of extra strength actually, to be honest. So on this side. So there you go, folks. Thank you for watching, and don't forget Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and there's a Patreon page if you want to help the channel. Folks, thank you for watching. See you next time.